Your Apple TV is not responding. Maybe the screen is black, maybe the app keeps crashing, maybe the whole thing just stopped doing anything at all. Apple TV issues almost always have a fix, and most of them take under 5 minutes. Stay until number 1, because that is the one that gets it working again for most people. Number 7. Your Apple TV just needs a proper restart. The most effective first step for virtually any Apple TV problem is a full system restart, not just putting it to sleep, but a proper restart that clears the temporary memory and reloads everything from scratch. On an Apple TV 4K or Apple TV HD, go to Settings, then System, then Restart. The device will shut down and come back on within about 30 seconds. If the screen is completely black and you cannot get into any menu, use the Siri remote to force a restart. Press and hold the TV button and the volume down button at the same time for about 5 seconds until the status light on the Apple TV blinks. Then select Restart from the menu that appears on screen. Apple's official support documentation lists restart as the primary first step for virtually all Apple TV issues because it resolves the majority of temporary glitches without requiring any further troubleshooting. Number 6. The HDMI connection is the problem. A loose or incompatible HDMI cable is one of the most common causes of a black screen or no signal from an Apple TV. Even a cable that looks properly inserted may not be fully seated, and a partially connected cable produces either no picture or an unstable one that drops in and out. Unplug the HDMI cable from both the Apple TV and from the television. Wait 10 seconds, then push the cable firmly back in on both ends until it is fully seated. If your Apple TV is connected through an HDMI switch or AV receiver, bypass that device and connect the Apple TV directly to your TV for testing. Apple's official support page specifically notes that HDMI switches and AV receivers can introduce signal compatibility problems with Apple TV. Connecting directly rules them out immediately. Also, make sure your TV is set to the correct HDMI input. Press Source on your TV remote and match the input number to the port the Apple TV is plugged into. Number 5. Your internet connection is the issue. If the Apple TV powers on but streaming is broken, videos buffer endlessly, apps will not load, or content stops playing midway through, the problem is almost certainly the network, not the Apple TV itself. Apple specifies that streaming HD content requires a minimum internet speed of 8 megabits per second. Streaming 4K HDR content requires 25 megabits per second or faster. If your connection is below those thresholds, or if the Wi-Fi signal at your TV's location is weak, Apple TV will struggle to stream anything reliably. On your Apple TV, go to Settings, then Network, and check the connection status. If it shows not connected, run through the Wi-Fi setup again. If it shows connected but streaming still fails, restart your router by unplugging it for 30 seconds and plugging it back in. You can also visit apple.com and check the system status page to see if Apple's streaming servers are experiencing an outage. Number 4. The problem is the app, not the Apple TV. If your Apple TV works fine overall, but one specific app, like Netflix, YouTube, Disney+, or any other, keeps crashing, freezing, or showing an error, the problem is in that individual app, not the device itself. On your Apple TV, press and hold the touchpad on the Siri remote while the app is open. Select the option to force quit the app, wait 10 seconds, and reopen it. If the problem continues, go to the App Store on your Apple TV and check whether an update is available for that specific app. App developers push bug fix updates regularly, and an outdated version can cause consistent crashes on an otherwise perfectly working device. If force quitting and updating do not help, delete the app entirely and reinstall it fresh from the App Store. This clears any corrupted cached data the app may have stored. Number 3. The tvOS software is outdated. Apple releases tvOS updates that fix bugs, improve system stability, and resolve compatibility problems between the Apple TV and specific apps or services. If your device is running an older version of tvOS, problems that Apple has already fixed may still be affecting your Apple TV. Go to Settings, then System, then Software Updates, and select Update Software. If an update is available, install it. The Apple TV will download the update and restart automatically to complete the installation. Apple recommends keeping tvOS current because many issues, including audio dropouts, app crashes, and streaming failures, are addressed through tvOS updates rather than requiring any changes to the hardware. Number 2. Reset the Apple TV. If the Apple TV is persistently unresponsive or stuck in a state where nothing works correctly, a system reset restores it to factory condition. This erases all downloaded apps, accounts, and settings, but it also eliminates any corrupted data that is causing the device to malfunction. Go to Settings, then System, then Reset. Choose Reset and Update if you want the latest tvOS installed during the reset process, or choose Reset to restore it using the current installed software. Apple's official support documentation recommends this step when the Apple TV is not responding normally, and a simple restart has not fixed the issue. After the reset is complete, sign back in with your Apple ID and set up the device fresh. Number 1. Restore the Apple TV using a computer. If the Apple TV is completely unresponsive, the screen is black, nothing on the remote works, and you cannot access any menu, you can restore it using a Mac or PC. This is the deepest reset available, and it reinstalls tvOS entirely from scratch. Connect the Apple TV to your computer using a USB-C cable for Apple TV 4K 3rd generation or later, or a micro USB cable for Apple TV HD. Open Finder on a Mac or iTunes on a Windows PC. Your Apple TV should appear in the left sidebar. Click Restore Apple TV and confirm. Apple walks through the exact steps for each model at support.apple.com. Search for your specific Apple TV model to get the correct instructions. This method resolves issues that no menu-based reset or software update can fix, and it is Apple's official recommended process when all other troubleshooting has been exhausted.